we are officially rolling.
Episode 4.
Episode 4.
Everybody
Okay.
silent your phones though. I don't want you guys
Oh yeah,
to
you, like last time. I'm on vibrate. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Tech Guy Some Guy podcast. My name is Carlos, alongside with
Rod
and
Omar.
And we are just a bunch of guys where we talk tech and pop culture news with some random rants in between. I've actually gotten better at this. This is episode 4 of season 2. Let's go.
I'm still trying to remix the intro.
I'm trying. It's just coming out natural and more natural.
It's coming out natural, so if I change a few words, fuck it.
Exactly. That's as good as it's gonna get.
Yeah.
I think.
So, kicking things off. Well, first of all, how was your Labor Day weekends? Did you guys do anything?
Yes, I spent it with you.
I'm Saturday. What about you? Still had Sunday and Monday.
Sunday was raining.
No, Saturday was
good.
raining.
Yeah, Saturday's raining.
You was in the
Sunday was
rain
raining
with
too.
me.
Oh yeah, that's right. Wait, but wasn't Sunday raining too?
No.
You know what I really like?
I think the Sunday was like light switch on off.
Okay. See, on Saturday, his dad threw a barbecue, right?
Yep.
And the awesome thing about that barbecue, and Omar, you missed it, but the awesome thing about that is that I don't know if you know much about his dad, but his dad is like,
Comparison?
I want to say an accidental
He's like,
hoarder.
I know that.
No, he's actually from like Georgia or something. Right? He's down south.
South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina. Like, it knew it was somewhere. It was one or the other. He,
Fellow Marine. Too.
I would say,
really?
yeah, he's an.
Oh, you never told me that.
Oh yeah.
Nah, thanks for
He
telling
was
me
Korean.
now.
He was
Alright.
Korean War, Nam, right?
He missed all the wars.
Okay.
But
That's
he
a good thing.
been
That's
everywhere.
not a bad thing.
He got out right before Nam was off.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
not a bad
But
thing.
yeah.
So his dad, I label his dad like as an accidental hoarder. He just has like a lot of stuff that is essentially cool, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he does.
But he has like not random. Well, all right, they're random, but they're potentially valuable.
Yes, very cool stuff. So his garage was open, and his garage is like his '84 Cadillac that he had there.
Yeah.
Nice.
But on the left of that Cadillac is like a mountain of furniture and everything. I think from your old house.
Yeah.
And
he used to have like he has to have storage in the garage, so he cut all that and condensed it all there.
Okay, so that's everything there.
So,
now.
yeah.
So I guess you started rummaging through it with I think it was Mike.
Yeah, because I was looking for the comic book
Mr.
characters.
Biceps.
Yes.
Okay.
Looking for the comic book characters I created.
He used to
back in
draw.
the day.
He used to draw a lot, and he had a whole file separated by good guys and bad guys of all these characters that he made up. One of them is infamously called Mr. Biceps.
There's a story behind it.
Yeah,
but,
there is a story behind
like,
it.
I have origins from.
Yes, he
Wait,
does.
so you started a comic book company? Is what you're saying?
I had a universe in my head.
He really
Why
did.
don't you just make it a reality? You could do it online, man.
I gotta find them. I was looking for them.
Yeah, they're in there somewhere. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
I was
They're in
looking
there.
for them Saturday. I was like, where are
So
Next
so
Stan Lee, people. Next Stan Lee.
exactly. So the interesting part is that as we're looking through it, and just to show you how random it was, we pulled out like two Life magazines from like 1963, and one was 68. One was 68.
67, 68. They were like a year apart.
Yeah, it was insane.
The magazine about the size of this magazine.
One of them was JFK.
Oh,
One of
that
them-
shot?
Huh? Actually, yeah.
Yeah, it was the assassination.
Everybody's kept those.
Yeah.
Okay, historical.
So that was completely random and left field. Yeah. So Stephen King is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So wait, do you actually have like a list of stuff to talk about? I got one thing I want to talk about. I don't know if you heard about this one.
what you got?
This was actually photo news. I don't know if you heard of this. There was an Instagrammer who is a war journalist.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. He heard about this. Wait, don't say nothing because
I
he
don't
doesn't.
know. Go
I was hearing about it before
How much
it
of
came
a,
out.
Yeah, how much? Okay, so there's a war journalist who has 120,000 odd followers, and yeah, something like that. And there's pictures of him going into like Bosnia, Iraq, all that stuff, right? BBC Brazil, I think it was, did an expose on him because a lot of photojournalists were like, "Yo, it's funny that we're always out here and we haven't met him yet." And then
people don't understand. Photojournalists and photo videographers, it's a very small,
especially when it comes to like the war stuff. Yeah, everybody knows.
It's like one of those things. Like
it is a very small community.
Like even with the
It's
tech
not-
stuff that I go to,
And we
you
see everybody.
see the same people more or less.
More or less.
So-
yeah, like we bump into all the
Whether you
vloggers.
speak
So they started
Yeah.
asking the questions, right?
Yeah.
BBC Brazil
Small
actually
community.
did some research into it, and they found out that every single picture ever posted was not his. He was stealing them from other photojournalists,
And just crop
flipping them or cropping them, and then photoshopping a surfer out in like California or somewhere in as the photographer. And he's been like doing that for years. News came out, he completely dropped off the face of the earth, and nobody knows who this guy is.
Yeah.
Smart move.
Oh man, like the
Somebody
amount of
comes
copyright
from blood.
infringement is like gotta be insane.
Yeah, they're gonna shoot shit. up.
Insane. I mean, but stuff like that, like I read that, and as a photographer, I got pissed. I was like, holy, I can't even imagine.
So you said war.
For the
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, you pissed. Like, I'm risking my life for this shit. You know,
It's really one of those where, like, on top of being a photographer, you're not just a photographer, you're a war photographer, which means you're literally going out in the front lines capturing, like, the most horrific moments of human
risking
existence.
your life.
Risking your life.
Photos.
And this guy is literally just grabbing him and saying, it's me.
Yeah.
I saw that. I could not believe it. But it does bring a good thing to talk about, the fact that we do talk about technology. Look how he was actually able to manipulate it with Photoshop and market it the way he did. It's crazy.
For everybody who doesn't know, films, especially nowadays, even TV shows, there is an enormous amount of CGI and special effects that go into it. That's why a lot of these shots look so incredible.
Yep.
Because you know what? It was CGI. People are always wondering, how did they get those shots in Birdman? The cameraman was in the shot.
Yeah.
They rotoscoped him out.
Every single one.
He was sitting on a platform. He wasn't floating. They
there was
rotoscoped
even some. I think in the dressing room, he was even in all the mirrors. They rotoscoped all the mirrors.
Yeah, I mean, like Benjamin Button. That as much as people wanted to give that, like me, I was the biggest proprietor. I was like promoter. Like they should give best makeup. I go on later on to find out that the individual was actually an old man with the green face mask, and all those points were just transported from Brad Pitt's face to his. So like, it's not even Brad Pitt in old people makeup. It's an old person, and it's Brad Pitt's face reaction.
It's insane.
People don't understand that. There's one very good scene. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
If you go see American Hustle, and you see the scene where they're arguing outside the Plaza Hotel.
Yes.
At that time, the Plaza was under remodel.
They CGI'd that. I heard that.
So they had all the scaffolding and the netting there, and obviously you're not going to pay to get that removed. So they just shot it with it, and they literally paid CGI to remove all those frame by frame to make it look like the old Plaza.
One of the most
that's expensive.
One of the most impressive uses of CGI that I've seen that you can't tell it's CGI was Wolf of Wall Street.
I need somebody.
I love the CGI use.
And you bring up a lot of good points because the house is real. The
Everything
house
around
around the house never existed.
Nope.
The pool was like they put everything in.
Like when the yacht landed into a dock, it's literally like a little dock. They turned it into like the dock and the whole city skyline.
Exactly. Same thing in Game of Thrones. A lot of those castles, the lands exist, the walls exist, the castles themselves, not necessarily, but they'll build them out to big.
Yeah,
but they're a small castle and they just add on behind it.
It's amazing what good CGI, good CGI is able to do.
Good CGI,
it's so subtle.
Good camera, good acting because it distracts from the background. Because you're so invested in the characters.
Right.
That is a distraction.
Exactly.
Being a filmmaker is like being an illusionist, being a magician. So we have more time to set up our stuff. The magician, same thing. It's all an illusion. That's ultimately all it is.
And that's the thing. A lot of people are all like, yes, CGI. Let's get those incredible shots. I personally like it when there's a good mixture of practical effects and enough CGI just to add a little bit extra to the practical effects, but not over the top. Like I think Rogue One, great use of CGI because if all the main action and everything was pretty much practical effects. All the background stuff with the AT-AT walkers and everything like that in the background walking through the jungle forest, that was all CGI, but the way they blended it together was perfect. Obviously, the Star Wars space battles.
The best one is still Jurassic Park, the very first one.
It's not
you know what? That always I heard people call it and that just sounds weird.
I think it's AT-AT.
I call them AT-AT.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But no,
Jurassic Park.
I mean, the mixture between the CGI and then the practical was amazing. It was just
the practicals was awesome.
Like that movie was, as a kid going to see that movie, you wish that was real. You you sat there and you're like, oh my God, why can't they actually be real?
Now, and the funny part is that you mentioned that now is like we're talking about Steven Spielberg in the 90s and now Steven Spielberg in 2018 where he's going to do Ready Player One.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Now, if you've seen the trailer for Ready Player One, the funny thing it's the details. There was extensive people just going frame by frame.
Pull out dead.
Have you heard some of them? Did you see Gandalf dancing in the sky?
I did.
Gandalf is dancing in the sky when he goes into a club. Like in one of the avatars was Gandalf. Remember when there's the guy staying on top of a scorpion running through a battlefield and everything like that? Did you notice? Remember the game Joust, the ostrich
Yes,
with the
yes,
guy
yes.
on it? The ostrich with the guy is on it, and that's what the scorpion grabs and they kill. As soon as they grab and kill him in the Joust old school video game, he turns into a coin. And as soon as that happened, that ostrich dies, and all of a sudden a coin appears. The level of detail on that is awesome.
Well, for things like that, you can't mess it up.
No, you can't. But it's amazing to see how much use of CGI was done in 94, 95, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then now, where like every shot has CGI.
Yeah, even like like I said, Wolf of Wall Street, movies like that if you told somebody who's not privy to it, you'd be like, where? You'd be like, all this.
Yeah, and then some people use CGI on a blatant, exaggerated level. Another Leonardo DiCaprio movie, but was done completely different, was The Great Gatsby.
Okay.
You know, that one was like, yo, everything's CGI.
So yeah.
And
Fireworks,
it was
CGI.
extreme CGI too. That was just.
Yeah, that was
And you were able to tell it. You were able to tell.
Yeah,
You know, compared to the old Gatsby, you're like, hey, that was very practical.
Yeah, or what about
That
about
was very practical.
all computers? Donkey Kong, King Kong. Yeah, you see that one? That was every single.
I would almost want them to do a remake again using a guy in a costume and miniatures to see how
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they still do that. They still do that for Godzilla.
I think the thought process, I think most directors' thought process wouldn't take that route. I would love to see too, but I just see them, most of them, like, it's just take our time and construct
You know
the
what?
CGI monster.
You know what? You won't see it. You won't see it on in the United States.
Yeah,
it still happens in Japan.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
there was an infamous, I think it was called Godzilla 2000 or something like that, where they used the classic man in a Godzilla outfit running through town, but then a CGI Godzilla, which they literally took from the American-made Godzilla movie, right? And that Godzilla came and fought the regular Godzilla. Godzilla beat the living crap out of him. I'm talking about, like, you have to look it up. It's hilarious. Because even Godzilla looks at him like, who the hell are you? Like, it just kills him like that. Yeah. So, like, yeah, use of CGI can be used good, can not be used good. It depends. You know? So, yeah.
So on tech news. What's on tech news?
Apple
This
dropped.
is good for you. What's that?
Oh, no.
I
Okay.
said Apple what?
Apple dropped the spot or something like that.
Yes, that's exactly where I'm going.
But I've been calling this for years. For years.
Give
I said it last week. I said it off camera to these guys.
Yeah.
That Chinese company is coming fast. And now, and they're not even in the U.S. market as big.
No.
They're not even in this market, and they're already number 2 in the world. Once they hit this
took out
market,
Apple.
watch out Samsung. If they're
they're
allowed
behind
into the
Samsung.
U.S.,
They took out Apple, so yeah. So.
they're right behind Samsung. And if they enter this market, by Samsung, by Apple, you have a new big dog in town.
Yeah, Huawei.
Telling you guys.
Yeah, by the way, we're talking about Huawei.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Huawei. Yeah,
Telling you guys.
that's the thing. There was reports that Huawei bumped up to second
Yep.
World.
Number 2.
because
global
Huawei came and
smartphone
just
brand.
took over the world. But the reason for it is you got to give credit to Huawei. They knew their market. They were like, listen, we're not gonna sell. We're gonna compete with Apple, but we're not gonna go there head on. We're gonna go for the smaller market, the cheaper market, and they
do that and then still try to
Great phones, cheap prices.
get their
bam.
footing within the U.S. market. But that's not the focus.
Wait, last week we talked about Huawei, but I think it didn't hit the news, or did we talk about it last week? That all of a sudden Huawei announced that they're gonna have they're releasing a processor.
The Kirin 950.
Oh yeah, their
I
processor
don't
is
think we talked
faster than
about that.
Samsung's and Apple.
Yep.
And Apple hasn't even dropped the
Apple
iPhone
doesn't-
8.
Apple doesn't use
When
that.
is Apple dropping theirs?
September
Tuesday.
12th.
Tuesday an announcement.
So you're
Yeah,
saying
Tuesday.
everybody's iPhones is gonna mess up on Tuesday?
Probably some of those.
Yeah, but Apple doesn't. Do they make their? I'm trying to remember.
I don't
Do they make their processors yet?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I think they still
it's
outsource.
So I know they outsource a lot. Oh, they was like, iPhone gonna be so expensive because of Samsung panel. Like, nobody wanna hear that shit.
Yeah. I mean, they have the money.
Build
Literally have the money in most countries. They have the resources.
Right.
They have technicians
Like, you can
and
just
engineers
build
who want to work with them.
Build your own.
They can build probably some of the fastest equipment, computers, operating systems
it's
in the
li-
world.
it's
It's at
literally-
the point now. It's
They
like, why are you
don't.
still outsourcing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
For your
Apple's
phone.
come to the point where you could look at them and you could be like, listen, you
have the
you
money
have the
to-
ability
to do this.
to have all the you have all the resources to do whatever you want, and you choose not to.
and you choose not to.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do
And
it?
I understand, like, I understand that they're not playing the finite game with the beginning and end. They're playing the infinite game that's going to go to the very end. And you're not always going to be first.
Yeah. Well,
But you should always be trying to achieve something else. You shouldn't be sitting on your heels. You should be always trying to move forward. So especially when you have more money than most countries and most resources in most
But
countries.
they're always behind because they wait for technology to get proven before adapting it.
Yeah.
Like wireless charging is supposed to be coming, but it's still not going to be as fast as Samsung. OLED and all that.
Yeah, so they're all in catch-up mode. And the funny part is that when it comes to like the pricing, right now everyone's talking about the pricing because rumors is around at least 1,200, at least.
All right, so the current rumors report. Don't know how true this is. Check the site; it'll be up there. I got the breakdown, all that. So the current rumors is that 64 gig will start at $999. 256. I don't know what happened to 128. 256 will be at 1,100, and then the 512 gig will be 1,200. I'm like, that's retarded.
Yeah.
Like you can buy a MacBook for that.
Exactly.
You can. You literally
Not a Pro, but
can.
the
Or if you don't want to book and buy a Pro Surface or a Pro with the keyboard and the pen and everything, call it
Yeah,
that.
And this is what's gonna bother me. I'm gonna sound like an ass, but it's
You
true.
are an ass. It's fine.
Cool.
They know already.
You get on a bus and you see somebody with an iPhone 8. I'm like, yo, you literally could have bought a car.
A used car. No shit.
You literally could buy a car.
I'm telling you right now, I'm helping my brother find a used car, and there's like a Jeep, a nice Jeep, still good running condition, $750. It's 1996, but it's a Jeep 4x4 Cherokee.
Dude, I know somebody bought a 97 Subaru Forester for $700.
You buy a car.
Yeah, you
buy something.
literally can buy a vehicle, but instead you choose to get on the bus.
But I got the iPhone.
But I got the
I got that iPhone though. It's like there's a
iPhone 8. Dude,
like guys, get a bus. I mean, get a bus.
Yeah, you got a bus.
Get a car.
Dude, I'm not even like I'm still on the iPhone 6s, and I'm not thinking about upgrading. There's nothing new or crazy enough for me to need to upgrade.
I've noticed that
I've stopped already.
Yeah, I've noticed that I stop upgrading every year. I only upgrade like every 2 or 3 years.
The only phones other than the ones I have is the ones we review here.
And the
that's about it.
expandability is like nuts.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think everybody's gonna hit that
Even
wall
the camera is
eventually.
like, I hazed it out. You know what I mean?
So yeah, I called it, guys. Remember that.
He did call it.
Yeah.
I can't even lie.
that's
You
like, this is all
completely
you right
100%
here.
called it.
I'm not even saying because I acknowledged it, but I wasn't paying attention closely. But then again,
No, it
you've
was,
seen-
Always gotta play.
you're
You gotta
over-
always play the global markets. Pay attention to the
Yeah,
global markets.
yeah.
it was a fast combo. It was like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. He goes, nah, Huawei's going to kill him. Next week, boom, Huawei killed him.
Huawei killed him.
See, they dead.
Told you.
Told you.
Dead.
Wow.
Told you.
They're not dead, but
Yeah,
now they know that there's
They-
fire under their feet.
yeah.
They need to get moving, or they're gonna
So-
fall further back.
So to go back to what you said,
The processor faster
Yes.
than both.
so
both
it's supposed to
devices.
be the Canon 950. So the Huawei Mate series, which is their flagship, which is the dual camera and all that started
Yeah.
from, had the Kirin processor. Just like Samsung, I think maybe they might have did it once here, and then every other year they did it in overseas. They have their own Exynos processor,
Okay.
which is actually kind of better than Snapdragon. But whatever the case, this Kirin is supposed to be, this latest one's supposed to be better for all your everyday stuff as well as like AR, VR stuff. So
Okay.
we'll see how it turns out. I'm a Huawei fan. I like their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but right now,
Yeah.
and educate me a little bit. Snapdragon is the processor.
It's Qualcomm. They pretty much make.
They
everybody's
Qualcomm,
shit.
yeah.
They run
There's
shit.
actually they had
They
an
do
investigation
modems too.
on them.
They put the
for-
modems in the LTE
Yeah.
modems, gigabit.
But they just had an investigation because they have kind of a monopoly. They're not letting any other company come up. They're
Yeah.
kind of crushing them at the bottom.
Yeah, they have a
and that's
monopoly.
now wow.
It's a
That,
blatant
yeah,
monopoly.
and they're not even hiding it. So like,
No, every Android about, except maybe the budget ones or the entry levels from other markets. Other than that, every single Android phone has some form of
trying to-
Qualcomm processor.
I'm trying to remember. You mentioned Monopoly. Just kind of popped in my head. I was like, when did the Monopoly thing start? I think it was either Steel or Oil. Steel, wasn't it? I think it was
film.
what?
It was the film industry.
You sure? I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it was before
because
that.
they had the same people who I go. There's an actual YouTube channel that actually goes back and states the start of Monopoly that had to do with the film industry, how they had a proprietary to. They produced the films, they distributed the films, they owned the theaters, they owned everything. So there was no way of doing anything else. And literally, Congress had to get involved and say you have to sell off your theaters and your distributions if you want to be a production company. You can't have everything and control everything. That's why distribution companies and production companies are separate entities, and theaters are completely separate entities. Because they literally
That's a hell
had,
of a monopoly.
I make it, I distribute it, and you have to watch it in my theaters. And so So Congress had to stop, and that's the whole idea. It was very.
It sounds about right.
Yeah.
The first United States monopoly antitrust law was enacted in 1890, which was right at the beginning.
The film industry.
Of
They
the
had
film industry.
everything in control.
Sounds about right.
They killed. Yeah, there was I forgot the name of the YouTube channel, but if I remember, we'll try to put it in the link. But they break down exactly what happened and why Congress had to get involved and broken up. And then after that, they saw other companies, so that they, other companies fall under the Monopoly Act.
Here's a little bit of education. It was called the Sherman Antitrust Law.
There you go.
You just learned something today.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So they will not be in
But
about
Qualcomm
the
is still getting away with it. Eventually, I don't think. I think it was Apple, if not mistaken, who actually said something or
Like,
who
yo,
actually bought,
these guys
what's
are-
going on? Yeah.
I think we're shitty.
Hey, you're Apple.
I'm trying.
Screw
I
you.
can't,
You
I
could
can't
afford
think
it.
who makes the Apple processors.
I can't think off the top of my
I'm
head.
not sure if they started making them.
The fact that you're saying you don't know off the top of your head is scary because you're the Apple guy.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but they outsource for so much stuff.
Yeah,
Like
they-
everything is
They
from
started.
everywhere.
They started with the Samsung screens, then they went to LG, then they went back to Samsung. So it's
yeah.
like, all right, you guys are
It's
just
hard
like
to keep up.
Make up your mind.
You're dating your girlfriend, but you're cheating with your ex. 'Cause, you just come on, all right, let's change it up.
Yeah, he's like, I'm done. I don't want to talk about Apple no more.
I mean, I still love their products. I still use their computers, but it's at this point everything's stale.
Lord.
So
What are you looking at? Oh, he's looking for it.
So it's made by both TSMC and Samsung. Well, at least the
So
A9.
two.
At least the A9 was.
okay.
So in the end, Samsung's still getting a check from Apple.
Well, yeah, they can
Oh,
roll sheets out the
two.
wazoo. That's
Yeah,
why.
Yeah,
that's
it's
why.
the
I
same.
mean, just alone in the market, like we always talk about the tech and the TV stuff. They still have like home stuff. They still have like smaller stuff that everybody doesn't pay attention to. That they still own. They're a conglomerate company. They own more stuff than we think of.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They get a
Yeah,
lot of that.
Samsung has refrigerators. I mean,
It's
Jesus.
a
Yeah.
smart fridge so you can look outside.
Look inside from
Look
the outside
inside
without
from the
opening.
outside, like
Why?
that's kind of like whatever. But the cool thing is that it can read if you're low.
I like
and
that
stuff,
one. That
and
one was
then,
pretty
like,
cool.
That's a
Yeah,
cool
that's-
feature, and then be like, yo, do
Yeah.
you want to order from Peapod or whatever one of these?
I wonder if that would ever get to the point where they marry up with Amazon and delivers their
It's gonna
stuff
happen.
to
It's gonna happen.
I mean, actually, in every futuristic
It'll
movie,
probably
They
be
may
a
have
smart
started.
move.
They may
Yeah.
have started, but I think the thing is, the Amazon feature is only beneficial if you're in certain areas right now.
yeah, because
Like
I mean,
Amazon
in the middle of
Fresh isn't-
Wisconsin, I'm sure you're not
Yeah.
gonna get that
Was
delivery.
that Amazon Fresh? I think.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't access that shit.
But wait, remember what we were
just
talking
got
about last
Uber
week that Amazon bought out?
Whole Foods.
Yeah,
Well,
so
the deal was finalized. Yeah, yeah.
right. So just wait, because Amazon Go is coming.
It's coming.
Amazon Go is coming. That's it. And I was actually, because I've said this when we first talked about Amazon Go. The only reason why I hate going to shopping centers is because of the mall, because of the line.
Yeah,
Because of
yeah.
the people, I hate the people.
I hate the line. I hate
the line.
I hate that
I
line.
hate the people.
If Amazon Go actually works where I can literally go into a store, grab stuff, and walk out,
Yeah.
I'm in 100%.
That's why,
Right.
like, so
100%.
far, like,
So this
Go
brings me to a point. We're all putting all our trust into machines, but this week was it Equifax? What's the
Equifax.
Equifax.
just
They
got
announced it today.
hacked by 143
143
million
accounts.
A couple
accounts.
people got, and
Got
IG get
hacked.
hacked. A lot of people got hacked in the past like few
Yeah.
week or
Yeah,
two.
143
But my
million
point
accounts.
is that, and these are supposed to be companies who are foolproof because they
Mhm.
are basically holding on to your Social Security and your birthday, which is all you need to create accounts,
Everything you need.
everything,
Right.
bank accounts, credit cards, car loans, or bank loans, house loan, any kind of loan. You need those two things, three things: name, birthday, and Social Security. And you can go from there. You can build it up or create lines or whatever.
Yep.
Companies who vow that they are the best at keeping this safe are not keeping this safe.
Actually, you know what? That's actually a perfect thing to
They're
say.
That
not.
goes back to your job versus passion thing that you said a few weeks back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, jobs first batch, I think a few weeks back. I don't
For
remember what happened
people in
yesterday.
regards to security,
Yeah.
hacking and stuff.
Right.
If it's your
Oh,
job,
yes.
if it's your
yes.
job, it's something. But if it's your passion, you
Yeah, you're gonna get
There's
past
guys
it.
out there
Yeah.
who just want to fucking
Um,
bring the world to its knees or get that close to it.
or just at least get people shit.
Or just
Yeah,
give
you know
shit
what?
in advance.
The way, let's talk about privacy a minute, because you're right. Like, there's a lot of people that they forget that you're really putting your business out there, and people who think that they're not putting their business out there is like, yo, you're still putting your business out there.
Yeah, you
I could
are.
literally
You
go.
are.
I could literally
You
go a complete random stranger on Instagram, and I'm not talking about the people who are like trying to make a living off of Instagram. I'm talking about the people who post family pictures on Instagram.
Yep.
Just through that information alone, I could tell what kind of car you drive. I can tell how many family members, what their names are, and what their birthdays are.
Schools, I can tell your kids what they like, what they dislike.
Like, put it like this.
Yeah.
You know what I find funny? Like, because right now, this is like the first day of school for a lot of people in the New Jersey area.
Yeah. This week.
Or-
Yeah,
A
yesterday.
lot of
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
all I really need is to follow your Instagram. Here's how I could easily determine your kid's age. My kid's a 7th grader. Okay, you're either 12 or 11. Okay, then I just go to the Instagram. Happy birthday to my sweet blah blah blah. Now I know the birthday and the year.
Not even that. This is how you can tell. Oh, I'm going to drop off the kids every day. Here's a picture of what they look like today. Here's a picture of what they look like tomorrow. If you're one of those parents, somebody literally knows those 20 and 15 minutes you're not in the house.
Yep.
Because they'll know when the fuck you go to drop your kids off. And they'll know there's nobody at the goddamn house.
Yep.
All I need to do is 10 minutes, crack it, and out.
You know what's the funny part?
People do not understand that.
You mentioning that, right? And I'm gonna bring this up because it's kind of funny, and a lot of people.
Wait,
don't-
hold on. I'm gonna interrupt you.
Go ahead, no, it's cool.
That's why when I post pictures, they're usually 2 or 3 days out
Yeah, they're
after my
super
event.
delayed,
I
yeah.
don't. I mean, I know that's bad for me for building a following. But when it comes to my security, I'll post a picture 2 or 3 days out, a week out. People are like, oh, when you shoot that? I shot that last week. Oh, why? Because I don't want people tracking my shit like that.
Remember, I have a lot of family members tell me this. Is Carlos, you need to put a lot of more pictures of your kids up.
Fuck that.
Like,
I don't put pictures of
and,
me
and
up.
I'm like, you see them. We're good.
What do you need?
You take pictures and you can put them on.
We're good. We're good. I'm not putting pictures up. I don't put a lot of pictures up. Every now and then I get one that I'm like, all right, let me put this one up. But I'm talking about few and far between. Few and far between.
Reason
So,
why.
so
Same rule, yeah.
so-
All my kids'
right.
pictures don't.
now relative to like privacy stuff is like, listen, you're a proud parent, you're gonna want to, and parents, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you do that,
You have to be mindful
You
of
have-
the day and age of hacking and that.
right, you have to be
Yeah.
aware that one day it might not go the way you want it, but there's nothing you can do that. If you're willing to accept that risk, fine, do it, which is fine. And I'm not saying that you guys are bad parents or anything like
No,
that.
no, no.
All I'm saying is like, listen, the privacy industry is not fail-safe and it's not foolproof, but if you still want to put your pictures, kids out there, you have every right to do so. But
Be mindful.
be mindful that there is a risk, and you
Something
can't
happens,
point
it
fingers.
is on you.
Yeah,
No,
like,
you
they
can't. You
can't,
can
they
point a
can't.
finger at you because you're the adult. You're supposed to be their blanket of safety. If you're fucking up, it's your fault as a parent. There's not no pointing fingers. There's a finger to point. Is that person supposed to be the adult?
Right.
That's who
now,
you're pointing.
Now, when it comes to like this industry, because a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, like, well, but it's their job to be secure." That's true, but at the same time,
And they
like we-
failed at their job.
Like we
not-
talked about,
It's not really their job, but it's part of it.
right? And the thing is
Not to say that to you, but
No,
that's
no, no.
what people might think.
No,
and it's
sure.
like, no, that's just that's not something that comes with
Their
that
job is to
Their job
check
is to make
your
money and make money off your data.
Their job technically is to check your credit score. That's their job. They promise the safety and that nothing will ever happen to your information. That promise
Yes.
since
and,
gone down the drain.
and that's the thing is like people need to understand is like Facebook. Here's a perfect one. Everybody knows Facebook. Everybody understands. Oh, these privacy settings are so tough. There's a reason for that.
I never complain about them. I love
Right.
those settings.
Now, this is the thing. People need to understand that because everyone understands Facebook, but they're like, why are they such a big company? Like, they make lots of money, but do you understand why? You know, some people don't get it.
Yeah.
The reason why Facebook makes so much money and they do make tons of money is because of your data, your personal data, everybody's personal data, because each individual person likes to personalize their page, but by personalizing their page, they're literally telling Facebook, I like movies, I like dancing, I like theater, I like this actor, this actress, I like this song, I like this type of music, blah, 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 blah. So when there's companies who want to advertise to individuals like yourself,
Yes.
Facebook says, hold on, let me grab all this data. This is how many people we have that fits your criteria. This is how much we'll charge to put your ad on their page so they can see your
It's
stuff.
not a coincidence when you
And a lot
search
of,
when you search a company on
cookie-based.
Facebook.
And it pops up. Yeah.
And you search a company, you add, you like them. All of a sudden, you see their products come up on your
Nope,
newsfeed.
not at all.
It's not a science.
Right.
That data has been entered. They say, hey, this guy likes your products. Okay, send them our ads.
Right. So now here's
That's
the question part. Is that
That's it.
Facebook has a lot of privacy settings, but at the same time, they're not 100% secure. Just wait for it. It's gonna happen.
Advertise.
Facebook one day will announce that there was a breach and they grabbed all your data.
Everybody, it's
going
happened
to
to
happen.
everybody.
It's happening to everybody.
It's gonna happen.
They're
So
nobody's exempt.
No.
let me
Nobody's
put that.
exempt.
Let me just give you that friendly reminder now. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Like,
You know. So
yeah.
that was a weird random going from left field kind of stuff.
It was a tech thing. I think it was tech, and I think I had to be
Was it
addressed.
Yeah, it was that.
Yeah, right.
Technology
Wait,
failing us.
wait.
There again, technology failing us.
Here's one where technology is not failing us. We're going to talk about technology and weather now. Did you see the plane flying into Irma? Did you see it?
I didn't see it, but I saw the
Those
pictures,
guys are
the
insane.
The radar.
Yo, it was the hurricane planes.
Yeah. Oh.
And they actually,
those planes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you were talking about the Delta plane.
No, I'm talking about the damn thing flew into the eye of the storm.
Damn.
I didn't know the thing had windows. I always thought the thing wouldn't have windows. This thing had windows, and the guy inside was like, "Hey!" He put the camera like out, and you could see the prop. And in the prop, you just see nothing but a wall of water just going sideways on it. And I'm like, this plane is staying in the air in the middle of a hurricane without a problem.
Well, I mean, it's also
Insane.
technically it's above the hurricane, so it doesn't get like caught in. But this, yeah, because if it was at the same eye level as a hurricane,
Oh, it's different.
Oh,
it
yeah,
would've
yeah.
been-
Yeah,
it would've been
cool
pulled
thing.
in.
Like hurricane at ground level and hurricane at eye level, you're still gonna get same winds, but you're gonna get more turbulence down there. It's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah,
crazy.
You're not
So-
gonna get turbulence.
so-
You're gonna be fucking blowing out
Yeah.
there. Your
Oh, man,
waves are gonna be ripped
yeah,
off
like,
and you're crashing.
There's I mean,
Yeah.
prayers to all the islands, cause damn, they got hit. They got
Yeah.
really.
I mean,
hit.
there's the stories that are gonna come out after, like, because even though they're going through cleanup, everybody right now is more concentrated on the impacts it's gonna have in the U.S. It's gonna hit the U.S. Whether it's the heart of Florida, the edges of Florida.
But last
Carolina.
trajectory said that
It's dead on
it's
to Miami.
Yeah,
So
Florida's.
They're thinking it's gonna like basically uppercut the whole thing.
it's gonna go
right
up,
the
to
shaft.
Florida, all the way up to Georgia.
Yeah, it's
and
gonna be insane.
and it's fun because it's that funny, but because it's so huge, it's gonna go from a 4 to a 3 to a 2, and it's gonna die off over somewhere the Florida Georgia border around a 2.
That's crazy.
That's still a lot, especially for Florida. The edges and the cities around, especially around the coast, they're made to withstand. Ever since ever since Andrew, they've been made to withstand
Right.
a certain amount of hurricane force
Right.
winds. People in northern Florida and Georgia weren't.
Not so much.
So even when a category 2 or 3 is creeping up,
Yeah.
there's gonna be a lot of devastation.
I remember here, and this is matter of fact. Here's an interesting thing about technology. I watch a lot of YouTube, a lot of vlogs. Right, there's this one I watch on occasion called CTFXC. He lives off of Pensacola.
Okay.
His name is Charles Trippy. He's actually the bass player for We the Kings.
Okay.
Okay, and it's trust me, you know at least one of their songs.
Okay.
So he has a daily vlog. He actually holds the world record for
Ah.
the longest duration of
Yeah,
daily vlog.
I know.
yes,
I've seen the story they did.
The
on it,
trippy
yeah.
part, like other
He's the guy that had the brain
times,
surgery.
Yes,
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 yes.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's in Florida right now.
20 years, or like years, or like what?
8 years. It's 8
right?
years now.
8 years, yeah.
Basically since YouTube started.
Yeah, basically. yeah.
So he, for the past couple of days, it's his regular daily vlog, but the last couple of days, since he lives in Florida, his daily vlog has literally been nothing but hurricane prevention, hurricane setting up, and he's really documenting it really well, all the nervousness that everyone's going through. You see him going to the supermarkets, everyone buying all the water except Boss Water, which is hilarious. I don't know why. He goes, every time I walk in there, no, Boss Water.
Take one. Have you tasted it? It doesn't taste that good. Apparently, it has like it's really acidic.
Yeah, I don't know what
Oh,
it is.
I
it's
don't
like-
know, I never had it.
I've had it. But it's interesting to see what technology is able, like, because 15 years ago, whenever there was a hurricane news, you will only hear about it in the
On the
news.
news.
Now you can literally go and watch
You
somebody's
can
life
track
and
NASA,
be like,
NASA's
That
reports,
too.
Weather
dude, you
Channel
should have seen it.
reports.
Like, obviously, there's a lot of storm preparedness, so there's literally dump trucks coming into the middle of the street, surrounded by like police and everybody, and they dump sand into the middle of the street. They hand out bags to all the people so they could make sandbags for themselves. And you see, like, I'm talking about, it was 4 trucks, 4 dump trucks, dumping mountains of sand down like that. People are literally grabbing thousands and thousands of bags,
see,
and it's still like not enough.
Look, I know people think they can ride out storms, and majority of the time the storms that we've gone hit with have kind of faltered and been busts, which is great.
Well, here
which
in
is great.
Jersey, yeah, it's
No,
different.
no, even in Florida, like there's a couple of storms that they missed that.
Everyone's due.
No, but exactly, everybody's due. The crazy thing is that we just got hit with one,
Right, Harvey?
and then there's literally 3 now
There's
back
3
down
now.
to 2.
Well,
Because I think
one
the
became a
other
tropical
one,
storm.
The other one's like dying down now.
I hope so.
Oh, okay.
Let's hope.
The one in Mexico. But that's the thing though.
That's Katia.
You had that one. You know, you
Right.
had Irma. Katia went in one day from being a tropical storm to a hurricane by like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
it's insane.
I'm like, how does it happen?
Yeah.
How do you go from like nothing to a hurricane in like half a day?
Yeah,
That's
Harvey
the
went.
button.
Harvey went stupid. Harvey went full hurricane in 52 hours. It went from tropical storm to a full hurricane in
They
52
turned the
hours.
knob up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was insane.
And like, remember,
It's all man-made. Let me stop.
yeah.
like there's that.
That's how conspiracy theories start, bro.
Yeah.
It's not
for real.
far-fetched, though.
It isn't, but like this is just the
If they
middle.
could- hey,
This is
if
the
they could
middle of
make
hurricane
rain-
season, bro.
That's
This is
true.
the middle of hurricane season, so
Yeah,
I know.
But see, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
well,
If you ever
I know,
had
my
back to
friends.
back to back like that, that's a little.
That's
the thing. Man, it's gonna happen is Harvey,
Oh, yeah.
Irma, and Jose is following a dead path.
It is.
You
It looks
know?
like it's going straight for it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Hopefully it goes out into the ocean.
Yeah,
but we know.
please.
and see,
No.
that's the thing. I mean, prayers for everybody that's out in Florida, obviously.
Florida,
but
those in Houston still.
Yeah.
Those are the islands right now.
islands.
Those are the
One of the
islands.
islands got one of the islands that got hit with a full head on. They're saying like 90% of the structures were destroyed.
Yeah.
90% of the structures.
It's gonna.
That's
be
insane.
So
That means if
much
there's a
destruction.
million people, that means 900 million of them are homeless.
Yeah.
900,000 of them are homeless.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Think about that.
It's.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's
and
an insane
And
number.
that's why I said the back to back,
Yeah.
which is like this is kind of.
And then remember, some of those countries we just mentioned in the Caribbean and the islands, they're gonna get hit again because the Zay's right there in the track.
Yep.
Like they're gonna hit right now. Like, don't even worry about rebuilding. Get your ass off the
They're
island.
not
'Cause
even
it is
gonna
coming
break,
back
yeah,
right now.
Nip off, and then hopefully they come back.
Yeah, so that's scary.
And the other thing is for the a-hole airplane companies. You heard about the price gouging that happened?
Well, yeah,
in
some of
Florida?
them, but like
JetBlue, God bless you, JetBlue. Everyone
JetBlue,
else go to
American
hell.
Airlines, they
I love
cap it like
JetBlue.
$100.
Yeah, JetBlue capped at $100.
Yep.
They were selling
American?
$3,000 domestic flight tickets
Where?
out of Florida.
Ooh.
I think it was United.
Oh,
So, yeah, I know.
But think about that. They were like, yeah, you know, you want to get out of Florida.
No, the worst
Screw
is people who are trying to cancel flights because they can't take the flights out of Miami because they're closing.
you. Right.
They were getting hit with fees.
Yep.
Like, how are you gonna hit me with the fee? I can't even make it to the, like. If I were to get on my plane, it would be canceled anyways.
so why are you?
So why are
charging?
you charging me?
Yeah.
Like,
That's my. I'm like, and like here's my biggest thing.
Go in.
Where
Yeah,
the
when he goes
fuck
in, he
is
goes in.
Congress in all this? Why the fuck does a
Oh, here we
governor
go. We're
have
about
to
to get
say,
political.
you know what, I'm gonna close all the tolls? Why does the Congress say, hey, all you fucking Walmarts and Targets who accidentally up the price of water bottle, why don't you like, no, whatever it was a week before the storm hit, that's where it stays. Gasoline, whatever it was a week
Hey,
before the
y'all
storm
already
hit,
making
that's
money.
where it stays.
So stop
You know,
trying to.
Yeah.
air flights, if you want to cap under a certain price, God bless you. If you don't, you're gonna keep them this price.
Yeah, there's-
Cancellations should be no. Like Congress needs to be like, this is what's gonna happen. If companies don't like it, you can close your
you're
license
right.
to be a company.
Federal wise, it definitely
They
does,
should be
does
doing
need to
that.
be a law.
Yeah.
State laws, there are state laws on that. Like I know Houston is investigating. I think it was a Best Buy that they started
need to
selling. They
investigate
started
everything,
selling
these
packs
motherfuckers.
of water at like $50 a pack.
Best Buy sells water.
Yeah, yeah, go figure.
It's crazy.
But here's the thing.
Perfect.
Supposedly,
Piece of shit.
supposedly,
Perfect.
supposedly they got caught, and
I think there's
the
an apology or
fine,
something like that.
yeah,
There's
but
an
they're still
apology.
investigating. If I remember right, the fine is $10,000 per incident.
Yeah.
That means for each case.
I mean,
Good.
Florida at least is
Good.
good because the governor
Perfect.
said if there's any gouging, call us and we'll
Yeah.
make sure we shut them
Yeah.
down or we
Like,
investigate.
oh, you
Yep.
made a little
You know,
extra money,
so-
right? You about to get that.
You
right
shouldn't be
back.
making money off people suffering. That should
Yeah.
just never be the thing.
Especially when you're in it
Never
with
I
them,
agree.
be the
which makes
thing.
no sense.
Never be the thing.
I agree. I completely
You know?
agree.
As
It's
a company,
Especially
or
when
as
it's a
store,
company in your community. Like
Yeah.
you're a company living in these communities.
You're with them.
You're supposed to be with them, not trying
Yeah.
to suck every dollar out before you say, okay, I'm just gonna let my insurance cover me. Because this is the thing. The insurance nightmares that are coming for these people are, because most people don't know, but their policies, even though it says you have premium policies don't cover damages.
They're not meant to
They're
cover
not meant
this
to.
type of stuff.
And that's another thing Congress hasn't stepped in. Like, we saw it in Sandy. How long has it taken people to get... Sandy was like 5 years ago or something.
Right.
And they're still dealing with the insurance
And if-
bureaucracy.
right, and if I remember-
Congress or the government has never said we need to fix this bureaucracy.
Right. And-
It needs to be like, if you're going to pay for insurance,
Yep.
the house should be rebuilt per the insurance.
And if
You're
I
not
remember right,
dying.
also to bring that into account, especially when it comes to like the bureaucracy stuff. Supposedly FEMA it was running out of money by the end of this week.
Oh, yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
because
that's all
the
last
budget,
week.
when they did the budget, He said
He
climate
cut
change isn't real.
Oh, he cut it.
Climate change isn't real.
Oh, no.
It's a
Yo.
myth.
Yo.
Here we go. 3 hurricanes at one time in the
wait,
waters.
Have you seen all the
All
memes
right.
where somebody said that? It's like, yo, climate change isn't real, and all of a sudden you see the hurricane, hold my beer.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
pretty much.
Got you.
Like,
I
See,
So-
dude, wait, yeah. You know what? This might as well consider this tech news because tech is really the.
This is just the guy talk
Here,
part of the
no,
tech
wait,
news.
but
Let's
here's
just say
the
that's
thing.
guy
Tech is
No,
involved in everything.
technology is nothing more than the application of science.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's involved
So-
in everything.
Right. So that's reality.
I
So
got it with dictionary a couple years ago.
I know, was that pretty good? That sounded good as hell, didn't it?
Using it. You see that?
That was good.
Dictionaries work,
I
people.
just
Get it
made
for
that
your
up, and I
kids.
feel proud of myself. That sounded awesome.
Get it for your kids.
So let's talk about this. I don't understand the conspiracy theories where they say, global warming is not real.
They're so stupid.
I don't understand that concept. The reason why I don't understand that concept because there is a worldwide because when facts are derived by study and testing until it becomes so consistent that there's no chance it's never going to change.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's what it's now.
That's what scientists have done when it comes to global warming.
Yeah.
And all the scientists all over the world are like, yeah, it's global warming.
But here's a perfect example. We're looking at right now the Southern Peninsula, Florida, and hurricanes that are coming out. Dude, half the Northwest is on fire right now.
That too. That
Oregon,
too.
California, those states are. LA County is literally burning to the ground as
Yep.
we speak.
And
Nobody's talking about what FEMA's going to do for those people.
Right.
Nobody's talking
Oh,
about
no.
what they're going to do for Oregon.
They're focused
They're
on that.
focused on this. So the media is not covering everything. There's
There's
that's
only so
another
much
problem.
that they can. Yeah.
The drought that's going on in Europe.
Yep.
You know, we have the floods that are going down in Africa. The floods are happening
yeah.
in India
Yep.
and stuff like that.
There's a wonderful meme
Evidence
that I
is
saw.
there.
Evidence is there. There's no way that this is
See,
not.
this and I,
Freaking
this is what I think. I really think that it's not.
Fuck evidence.
I'm not playing devil's advocate here. I don't think it's the media's fault for lack of coverage.
No,
No, I was just saying
No.
coverage because they're
I
not
think-
in
never-
California.
but- should never trust the media for coverage.
No. But I want you to think about this. I don't think it's the media's
Trust
fault.
tech guys.
No. Don't trust us either. Sometimes we make stuff up. No.
Neither. I try to go as factual as I
No,
can.
but I want you to think about this. I don't think it's the media's fault for what they put out there.
It's
I really
advertising.
I really do think it's in a very big part of the consumer's fault
People.
for how they consume the media.
Not just
Think
that.
about that.
It's not just that.
Instead of watching a 1 hour news program, they just like Google, they CNN, Yahoo, or whatever is your news of choice. Like that. Really
I wouldn't
is it.
say it's how they content. It's up to the person.
It's what
to-
I think it's what
to
they
do.
consume. I
Yeah.
think it's what the consumer,
If they're
the audience
consuming-
consumes.
yeah.
So like everybody's consuming Harvey right now, and Irma, but they're forgetting that California is burning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, California's still burning. But back to the hurricane. What's gonna happen in Miami?
Yeah.
You're closing all the clubs in South Beach. Who gives a fuck about the clubs in South Beach? I
Clubs
never
are
liked them in the
closed.
first place. No,
I mean,
but those are the things you're watching on CNN. What's going on here? What are you guys doing with all this? California is still burning. FEMA still has a responsibility for the rest of the country,
Yeah.
and they're running out of money. So,
Or if they're not running it, it's not completely ran out by now.
by now.
Yeah.
Might have run out by
Tapped
now.
out completely.
All
But,
right, let's move on to tech news because it's getting depressing. My
yeah, it's
coffee's
kind of
almost
a
over.
clusterfuck. You almost got. All right, I got you. All right, so
No,
this is good for you.
Tech guys.
No.
Did you actually bring a list? Because I don't think we
Yeah,
talked
it's
anything
nice.
that you
Yeah,
brought
we
up
did.
yet.
Yeah, we're going through
Oh, we
it.
I
have
haven't checked it off. T-Mobile, so they did the Uncarrier Next event. This is a fucking press release. It wasn't a big thing. So they announced everybody on the T-Mobile One family plan starting Tuesday, the same day as the Apple thing, will now get Netflix for free.
That's nice.
So I guess I should sign up for T-Mobile One.
You need to look into it. A lot of people I know that are T-Mobile customers looked into it. They was like, I'm good. But you still look into it for yourself because I've been on T-Mobile since so long.
I might still be on one.
Check it out.
I'm gonna have
It's a
to
one
check that-
family plan. So I think there's one and then there's one family. So it's a different.
That's all right.
But if you want the, it's free. But if you want the one, I think it's with 4 screens,
Uh-huh.
4 screens, and also it gives you access to Netflix 4K. You should pay like the $2,
What a nice.
$2 a month. But whatever. That's cool. But I haven't gone into it. I've been trying to catch up on a severe backlog of content and videos to see if it's worth your time. But if you guys have time for it, definitely look into it.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, T-Mobile when it comes to like the cell phone industry, they really they really are the black sheep that likes pissing off the parents, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because everything they do is like, oh, you guys are doing this, well, we're gonna do this. Now, what you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It really is nothing more than
They
that.
still need to step their coverage up,
At this point, when people give you unlimited data, anyways.
I mean, yeah, but at what cost? Because Verizon's trying to rape you for it. I mean, sorry, Verizon, I love you, but the recent unlimited plans are terrible.
And
I mean,
right now, T-Mobile.
they're a little bit overpriced, but I can tell you because I'm a Verizon guy,
I'm-
I've never had an issue with not making calls or getting anything. Unlike being with somebody from AT&T's, like I got no signal. I'm like, I'm so full. I'm good.
I've been good with AT&T. I'm using Verizon right now. Between those two, I'm straight. I have one of my phones has a T-Mobile phone. I mean, T-Mobile service.
I'm okay with paying that extra price.
T-Mobile's okay.
No, T-Mobile's good for like the major urban areas, but if you go a little too deep into the forest, you're gone.
No,
Right, and trust me, I have T-Mobile.
You go a little bit past the cities, you're done.
And see, but the one thing I like about T-Mobile right now is that they have their bill is the same every single month.
Yeah.
You can sign up with that where like how your bills is like, let's say $200. Then next month is $207, $215 sometimes. Because of those taxes and regulations. Right. Well, T-Mobile they decided to give you T-Mobile decided to give you a fixed rate, and they just include those taxes in as part of that rate.
I wish they all did that, but then again, like.
But see, that's the thing. That's what T-Mobile does. They do something that nobody else does, and it puts everybody else in a position to be like.
But let me ask you that: is that like a gimmick to get more clients? Because it's like anything else. These things turn out to be more of a gimmick.
See, this is the interesting part about it. When it comes to something like that, right? You can call it a gimmick, and you probably will get more people. But the only difference that you really are gonna get out of their service and any other service is only if you work the coverage. That's it. Nothing else.
Everything else is
the
same.
So just think about this. If you mainly operate, let's say in your case, if you mainly operate in the New York, New Jersey, urban tri-state area, okay, you're gonna have the same exact coverage with whatever provider you will have and T-Mobile. Now, if debatable, it's always debatable. But
for the most part, yeah.
If it's going to give you the same amount of coverage, you having the same exact phone, right? The only difference is going to be the price. Then yes, it is a good selling point. Mm-hmm. But in your specific case, where you travel to West Bubblefuck,
you did Colorado and shit.
Yeah, you did Colorado in the middle of nowhere.
And in Wyoming too. And like honestly, I was fine. My service worked
exactly.
Everywhere.
See, for somebody like you, who travels to quasi-remote locations.
Nah, Wyoming was pretty remote.
It was remote. Wait, how remote were you?
He's like, I could shot a Western
Dude,
there.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
What was the shot where you were with like the stampede of like?
That was Wyoming. The airport into Jackson, Wyoming, which is an amazing town. Jackson Hole is a great ski resort.
Oh, I've heard about it.
Great. Not only just ski resort. In the summertime, it's a great resort in general because they have hiking. Yeah, it's Jackson, Wyoming is amazing. The airport though, the airport in Jackson, Wyoming is. I mean, the landing strips are huge. The airport terminal itself,
Jackson.
Yeah, it's smaller than Teterboro.
Oh wow.
Wow. Really?
The actual building where you get off and do your luggage, smaller than Teterboro.
Wow.
The runways are as big as or bigger than twice the size of Teterboro, but the actual airport itself, smaller than Teterboro. And they get international flights into that building.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
really?
Exactly. Guess what they don't have? Yes. They don't. You have to come out. I mean, I'm used to it because when I travel overseas, they put a stair in case you come down.
You land on the tarmac.
You land on the tarmac, they bring stairs to you.
Dang.
Which is rare because I've yet to travel in the U.S. where I have to do that, except for Jackson, Wyoming.
Unless you have
Get the hell out of here!
Unless you fly in the fucking planes.
It is tiny. It is amazing. I'm gonna tell you right now, it is an amazing place. If you have the opportunity to travel to Jackson, Wyoming, or go to Jackson Hole Resort, do it. Great place for skiing. Great place for summer.
There's a picture
of it. Very remote, very small place.
There's a picture of it where it literally looks in the middle of nowhere.
The people are amazing.
Right?
They are
that's the middle of nowhere.
That's literally the middle of nowhere. And the towns are just like that too. And they go around the mountains. Great place, great people, amazing food. They literally have a culinary culture that's growing up in there. Yeah. Great food. Really? Great food. Amazing bison burgers. I'm just gonna say right now, amazing.
You ever had a bison burger?
The meat out there is incredible. It's fresh. None of this polluted steroid stuff. No, it's great. But again, that place was in the middle of nowhere. And apparently the pilots have to be specially trained because going out that
The
altitude.
winds. I mean, not the winds. The
There's been
altitude.
people, times people have crashed in smaller planes. So bigger planes, you have to literally know how to fly it and how to the air and density and all that. You have to know this stuff, or else you're gonna crash with the whole.
Yeah, there's a
great place though, amazing
there's
place.
training simulators for pilots that replicate basically every airport that you know you're gonna land on. So they're like
The thing about
pretty
Wyoming,
cool.
it's unique because of where it's the altitude and how you have to land. It's
like
very
you know that famous
unique. That was one of those you need experience for.
you know
That
that
one you just can do.
famous airport that is right on the beach somewhere in the islands.
Portugal?
yeah.
Was it Portugal?
I don't know.
I forget
no,
what
not
it is.
Portugal.
One word, like-
It's one in the islands.
Yeah, you
Where
can
people
go
stand on the beach.
and then you feel the jet.
Yeah.
Retard.
Yeah, exactly. But that takes special training. That's the kind of
those are things the simulators will not prepare you for.
Yeah.
That's not a
There's-
simulator
matter
prepare
of
you
fact-
kind of event.
matter of fact, you
that
say
is that
that
you have to
now.
go with the veteran, and after him letting you handle it a couple times, it's like his co-pilot, then you yourself can.
there's a small airport, and I'm gonna have to find it. There's a small airport somewhere in like the Russian Siberia section in the mountains, where the airport is on the mountain itself, and the runway literally taxes off the side of the cliff. Like it's so.
I think I've seen that.
It's a small one. It's nothing big, but like you literally see the planes go. Like it's one of those where you're like,
And those are things you can't learn on the simulator. Those are things
specially
that
trained.
experience.
yeah,
Need to
that's
be
where training is important.
Hardcore, all that good stuff.
Alright, so moving on, because I don't know if we got to Wyoming, but if you ever have a chance,
Yeah, how did we get to
He
Wyoming?
brought us there.
Wyoming.
All right. So,
Jackson,
so we got official news. So remember we were talking about the whole Disney and then Netflix stuff?
Yes.
Marvel and Star Wars stuff is officially leaving Netflix and going to Disney. So it looks like if you want all your
But I
other
said
stuff,
though.
I know. We didn't say no.
You guys are trying to be positive, but like in business, there's no positive.
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying they didn't specify it in the press release.
They
They,
didn't want to.
ignored it at
They
all.
wanted to
They're still
ignore
trying
it.
to figure it out. So, I mean, I'm not surprised, but just letting it be known.
I wasn't surprised. I kind of figured they were gonna do that anyway.
It was gonna business wise it makes sense because
It's part of your universe.
Yeah,
Not even
well,
just
the
a
thing-
small universe.
well the thing is that
Mad.
Disney if Disney says we're gonna have all our Disney stuff there only, their market is gonna be very niche, so they want to expand it further. So what do they do?
That's
They
why
include
they
the
put their own
Marvel and
channel.
everything.
I'm okay.
Yeah, so I guess now the big question mark now then what does that mean for like the Netflix Marvel stuff?
That's
That's
impressive.
gone.
That's the question.
That's Like the
Is
fans
Daredevil
are
going to the Disney one?
Because right now they're just talking about the movies that
They might as well leave it there. They're not really
because they're not really
connected.
paying for it.
I'm just saying they're not really connected.
They're licensing.
There is, but
Yeah.
they'll never see Captain America in these fucking Netflix shows.
Yeah.
So you might as well just keep it. Whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, I still won't get the Disney one. I still won't.
I love Disney. I get it.
No,
I'll
because
see how much it costs. But I'm
I
already
don't think
probably
I
gonna
get
wind up buying DC shit.
see, but remember we talked about like this is when internet becomes cable.
Yeah.
You
we're-
get what I'm saying? So
But
you gotta
that's,
be very
I mean,
careful.
we've
with
known
that.
But
that's the future for a long time.
That's the
We've known that.
evolution. It just took these companies a while to get this shit together for
Yeah.
actually to do it,
Yeah.
rather than just prophesize it.
Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah,
And one last thing, Star Wars 9 no longer has a director.
I heard of that. I
Is
actually heard that.
it because of the last film did not so well?
His last film was.
What was his last
It
film?
was.
I forgot. I was reading an article about it from the New York
He
Hollywood
did-
Reporter where they were stating that he was a big fan favorite because he had these two good films, and then his last one wasn't so hot. It failed at the box office, and the powers that be kind of got skeptical if he had the drive and force to bring in people for this Star Wars 9.
Mhm.
Anybody care?
I'm checking now.
No, I say anybody care.
Yeah,
Okay.
Colin Trevor was the one who got fired.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out.
I'm not really. I mean,
Oh, here we go. No, actually, he actually directed Jurassic World.
that wasn't his last one though.
No.
That's the reason that he got picked for this.
Oh wait,
He did
after
so
his
well.
the Book of Henry.
Yes,
was his last one.
that's the last one. That one did not do so well.
Yeah, see the
Jurassic World was the reason that he got picked for it, and then they were like, "Oh, when Book of Henry comes out, it's gonna be great too," and that's just gonna solidify.
That's right. Wait, the Book of
him.
Henry is the one about the
Kid, the mom,
and that he's
kills-
so smart that he sets it up or something.
so his
like
mom
that.
can kill this guy with a
without
female or
and looking
something.
innocent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a great concept. I didn't get a chance to see it. Apparently it bombed.
See, no,
I really didn't hear, other than the trailer, I didn't really hear anything back from it.
You know what? 9 out of 10, you could tell a movie's gonna be bad by just how the reception is on a trailer alone nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about y'all, but as much as I wanted to see Valerian, I knew it was gonna bomb.
Oh, I heard it. Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
You know
Like,
what? You know what? You know why I thought it was gonna bomb? It had that Jupiter Ascending kind of feel to me.
Yeah! Oh my
It had a
god.
very Jupiter Ascending.
Yo,
and
you knew that was gonna bomb.
What's that movie that was supposed to do well, but it bombed from Disney? John Carpenter, right? Was it John
No. Not John Carpenter.
Yeah, it was. That was
No, it was John.
He
John
may be
Carter.
talking
Carter or John Carter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Whatever.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But that movie,
You
was
knew it was gonna bomb.
supposedly-
Just looking at it, you knew.
I actually,
like-
I kind of something enjoyed it, but there was points in the plot where I was like,
No,
okay.
the movie was okay. It wasn't bad. It was
Yeah.
okay. It was good.
Yeah,
But
It
just
the
caused like
trailer,
crazy.
you could just look at a trailer
Yeah.
nowadays and be like,
Yeah.
that movie's gonna bomb.
But that, Valerian had that feel. It had that John Carter feel. I had that Jupiter Ascending kind of feel, and I was like,
and there wasn't
those
the
films
song
haven't
on
been
it.
Yes.
well, they
Wasn't he
haven't
all
been well
salty
received.
afterwards?
yeah, he was salty as hell. I'm
He's
like,
like fucking superhero movies.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is that those films haven't been well received in years.
yeah. See, the thing with
So-
me though is that when it comes to Valerian Luc Besson, that's what I was
He's a
rooting
good
for.
director.
Yeah.
He made 2 of my favorite movies ever.
Fifth Element and
Which one? Fifth Element
Yeah.
and The Professional.
yeah.
Those 2 movies
yeah.
single-handedly.
And like his female protagonists are always like amazing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
But I think
exactly.
Valerian, you know what it was? I think, I know he's like, the technology for him to make that exists now, but I think the audience,
doesn't hear that.
Yeah.
you missed it.
But-
The audience is there.
Yeah.
The technology. Yeah. Okay, I see
No,
that.
no,
I
I
can see
think so.
that.
But we didn't see it, so we didn't do
This
it.
is the thing, and I was actually reading something about similar to this week. Is that whenever there's any sequels or whenever there's anything, they try to be something unique from regarding the previous one. The reason why I bring that up with Luc Besson is because Luc Besson said something in that interview that also kind of got me funny. He said, "I waited long enough for the technology to come so I could make this movie."
Yep.
James Cameron said that in 2009 with Avatar.
Yeah, but he nailed it. That.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. It was already done. Somebody already said that.
Oh, 9.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, so if
No,
you
no,
get what
no,
I'm saying,
I'm just thinking of years,
somebody
so.
waited. Somebody already said that.
Yeah.
You get
So
what I'm
your
saying?
point is that Cameron did it in 2009. He could have done this in 2009 when there was an audience for it. Instead of waiting 2017,
Yeah,
when nobody gives a fuck about superhero movies anymore, or they're starting not to give a fuck about superhero movies anymore.
Actually, that's a good
I
point
think
too.
people
That's
are-
another one I
I
want
think
to bring
people are
up.
starting not to give a fuck about all of them.
I think
Yeah,
There's
it's like
no
the
point-
superhero movies in general.
Like, yeah, it has to
Yeah.
be certain ones that'll stick out and people will check
Like
it
I'm
out.
sure if they make another like
Dark Knight.
I'm blanking.
Okay, give me a super.
Yeah.
Comic book with the all the
Comic book is
characters.
everything. Marvel,
Comic book with the
Avengers.
character.
No, with all those weird characters, the guy with
Suicide
the
Squad.
face and the blotches on his face. I'm blanking.
Oh,
What?
Watchmen.
Watchmen. Yes, they were to make another Watchmen. And
Watchmen was amazing.
Well,
I don't
Watchmen
know
is coming
anybody
to,
said-
and it's a
H-
different. Those are different kind of hero movies.
Yeah,
Because those
Watchmen's
superheroes
coming
are
to
very
HBO
human in the
still.
sense that they're.
Yo, I don't care what anybody says. Watchmen, hands down, is probably one of my favorite superhero movies. Easily.
I'm blanking on the
Easy.
characters' names. Now.
Rorschach.
Yes, Rorschach.
Rorschach was amazing.
That's my guy.
And they,
That's what I'm saying. That was kind of superhero movies I would watch. These were like, Marvel. They become like
They're getting campy.
the Transformers.
they can camp.
They're getting campy. They're just there for popcorn.
I think Infinity War will change that campiness.
Well, I mean, yeah, it has to
Oh,
kind of
See
sort
the
of.
fucking trailer
Yeah.
for Thanos throwing like a moon or some shit at
Yeah, but that's the thing is like, okay,
People are
here,
going
no,
to
here,
die
okay,
in
here
Infinity
comes the
War, so
argument.
that's what I'm
Okay,
like.
here comes the argument here. Let's go to Captain America, the first one.
First Avenger,
Yes.
which was okay.
Okay. Now, if you look at
I
that
thought
one,
it was rushed, but go ahead.
but if you look at that one and then put it next to Wonder Woman,
Mhm.
okay, those are pretty much almost the same kind of like.
Even though Wonder Woman is a better story, yeah.
Yes. Now
And she's taller.
she's taller. She really is taller. That's true. She actually really is taller. That she puts on her heels.
Tall, beautiful lady.
Yeah, she was. She's
With
actually. She was actually a
heels.
model. She was actually a model.
Even with heels
Yeah,
on, so she's already
Israeli
tall.
Army.
That's right. Don't mess with her. She really can't kill you.
Um,
So if you look at those two movies, right, very origin story, very period piece, but at the same time, one of them had more campiness than the other, and I have to give that one to Captain America because if you look at his team, some of his team was like looking very, very, very cartoony. You know what I mean? No, like if you look at that,
That's because they tried to stay as much to the comic book as possible.
they try to keep it, but they also try to bring a lot of campiness. Now, that's not saying that Wonder Woman didn't try to do campiness either.
Look, if you compare that Captain America to Civil War, it's night and day.
Captain America
No,
is Civil
Winter
War.
Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah.
fuck Civil War.
Yeah,
Civil War was cool, but
I'm not right.
yeah, no, you make a
not-
good
not
point.
being
Winter
fooled.
Soldier, that's a different kind of. The
And
camping,
that's why
there's no
that's my
campiness
favorite
there.
fucking Marvel movie.
There is no campiness there.
Nope.
This
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
not a
There is
superhero movie. It's a
there's some
movie.
darkness to these heroes.
Over
There's some
time,
darkness to these heroes.
I've come to agree with him that Winter Soldier probably is the best Marvel movie.
For me, I can't say for everybody because
It's definitely the best Captain America,
they did,
hands down.
definitely. Because the Civil War, they could have kept that shit. It's Avengers
Definitely
2.5. I'm like, y'all didn't have to sacrifice another Cap story for that.
Yeah, no. I think.
Like, I got a fucking timeline. I could have created a whole other thing. I could have made that fucking.
Yeah, they just chose
Iron Man
not to.
4 or
Man.
some shit.
But see that, but that's the thing. The thing is that these guys are trying to do so much. They're trying to appeal to such a mass crowd that they're scared to go rated R. They're scared to go PG-13 heavy. Or
Marvel is never going R.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Doesn't let me direct something.
Now on the other
But
note,
then you got the Fox side of things.
here's the other thing about Deadpool 2, right?
Yeah.
Deadpool 2 is gonna be a very, very hard R movie,
And it could suck.
and it could suck.
It could
I
do-
really think it could suck.
Yeah, it could. I'm a little nervous for it.
You know what gets me nervous about it?
That the lady died.
Hangover and Hangover 2.
Good movies.
I was not that big of a fan of
Two
Hangover
wasn't that. I like 3.
You get what I'm saying?
No,
Oh God.
Go from part 1 and part 2 story wise.
I liked it. I mean, yeah.
Okay. No.
It's gotta change. It's always,
No.
It's always gonna be.
It's all a matter of
It was like the
perspective.
same movie.
One
different
movie,
location.
one movie for you was great in part 1, horrible in part 2.
Everything. Every sequel has been horrible.
You just told me Hangover 2 was good.
I liked it.
Okay.
It wasn't
Well,
much
fucking
better.
Winter
It
Soldier.
was still the
Winter
same
Soldier.
thing.
Winter Soldier is
Winter
actually
Soldier is a great example.
the
of-
Bourne
Yeah, but
trilogy,
that's
the
scripted,
original
that's
Bourne
scripted like
trilogy was
3.
amazing. You know what I mean? Like
That is like me. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, but that's the thing. The thing is that
I
Deadpool,
mean, Godfather 2 was better than Godfather 1, even though Godfather 1 was still great.
Godfather
2 was just greater.
Godfather
I
3
think
was
Godfather
horrible.
3 was like something Carlos would have done.
Horrible.
Some Carlos.
You know what's funny? Talking about Godfather, I think I've only saw Godfather 3 maybe once.
Watched it twice and that was good.
That was
I
it.
watched 1 and 2 all
I
the
could
time.
watch it forever. 1 and 2 is
Shit,
absolutely
fucking Casey
amazing.
Neistat had that shit running in loop and this.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
did you see? Did you see that? Did you see? There's a version of The Godfather that they did it chronologically. Did you ever see that one?
Did you ever see the ones that they show
It-
on TV? It's a lot longer than the theatrical release.
Really?
Yeah.
The TBS one, right? I think it
TBS.
was. Yeah.
It's there like six or 7 hours. 1, 2. It's like they play 1 and 2. They don't play 3 for very good reasons, but they play 1 and 2. And then you see some scenes that they weren't in the theatrical release.
Like
It's very interesting.
there's a chronological version which is actually really good. It starts out with Don Corleone, Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean they do the flashbacks.
Full chronological.
Oh,
Full
I've never seen that.
chronological.
I've
That
never
would be
seen.
cool.
That
Look,
I've never
it starts
seen.
out with that one.
Yeah.
Then it goes into Godfather 1.
1 and 2.
Then it goes into Godfather 2.
Yeah.
Right? And even Godfather 1, it even ends with Godfather 1 with the scene from Godfather 2 when at the very end, when Michael says that he's going to enlist. It ends there and then it continues into Godfather 2.
Nice.
So damn good. Like that version is so damn good because all of a sudden you
But
realize
then you
it's
take,
just
but
awesome.
that's like 2 movies that you're combining.
So
Well,
good. It is so good.
But I mean, all right, that's a good point.
That's pretty
All
cool.
right, moving back on to the tech.
I meant that.
Yeah, where the hell did we get into that? We just went to
Yeah, we went
you
to,
us
you know,
We're really random.
something
right
to
now. Today's-
superhero fatigue to now. We're done.
We're done?
Yeah, unless you got anything else you
I
want
have 2
Oh,
things.
shout outs,
Go.
anything
Oh, 2
you
things.
wanna throw there?
Sony announced their Venus camera, which is supposed to be the successor to the F65.
Yo, the fact that you giggle
even
is
though
not
even though it's
encouraging.
not, it's a
No, it's
huge
good.
camera. It's 45 grand, big cinema camera.
How?
Wait, what?
45 grand. Yeah, and we're not gonna use it for this show, obviously. I mean, not anytime soon.
Not in the rig. I'm
But-
blowing this shit on.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're trying to play catch up with the rest of the industry. The only good thing about the camera, besides you can change the sensor and you can change the fan. So if it upgrades to the better sensor, you can always just change the body, which is almost a thing that's becoming standard for the big cinema cameras. Where they're starting to just make the sensor a modular thing. You can always replace and upgrade. And the body thing just a standard thing.
It's like, are they following Red's?
Yeah, I don't know who they're following. And Canon, I got the opportunity to play with their C200 yesterday.
Yeah.
That's a pretty nice camera. And for everybody who's talking about, but it only does RAW and it does low MP4, I'm like, I saw the footage, I got to play with it. That MP4, you can match that with the RAW, and unless you are a person in the industry who does cinematography or color correction,
You can't tell.
you probably won't be able to tell.
Really?
Mm.
Did they give a
Probably
price
won't
point on
be
it
able
yet
to.
or no?
75 for the full kit, and then like $6,000 for the kit without the handle or the EVI.
So six for the body.
Yeah, something around there. It's five something. It's five something for the body, and then the full kit $7,500. It's $75.99.
That's not bad.
But yeah, I was skeptical because they didn't have like a medium, a middle. They
Right.
didn't have a 10-bit 422 or anything.
It's either this or nothing.
It is
Really.
beautiful, and it is tiny, literally the size of my palm.
Are you contemplating? It looks like you're
Yeah.
contemplating.
No, I'm not contemplating. I was just impressed.
It's just amazing.
Yeah,
impressed.
because you hear the specs and you see other people, but there's no comparison to actually holding yourself and to actually play with the footage yourself.
You know what? It's interesting.
Every day.
It's interesting. You see how much technology is getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
And but some of the
but it's built like a tank.
But there's some technology that you can't shrink down. Lenses, you really there's only so small.
no.
you get. So have you noticed that
They-
like the cinema bodies are getting like this?
There was literally a Canon zoom lens, 30 to 300 millimeters, about this big.
Yeah.
That shit weighed like 30, 35
And
pounds.
the
I
body's
tried
like
to
this.
grab it with one hand. I was like, whoop, no, two hands. There you go. It was the heaviest thing. And it was heavier than some of the red packages I've put together to work on.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
So I was like, that's pretty heavy. And that's alone probably only $4,000. But yeah, so for those people who are skeptical about the C200, I'm going to say, you know what?
Remove it.
Remove that.
Remove that
Especially that MP4 idea, 4:2 MP4 to slow, small file.
That sounds like a good idea. But I guess people are
It-
concerned about the
People,
quality.
I guess, are concerned because it's such a small file size and it's 420, and they don't know how much you can play with
Yeah,
it.
that's one of those.
No.
Okay.
In log, the footage is
Because
amazing.
yeah, because
Amazing.
I mean, you can't discredit. Despite we talk this and that, you can't completely discredit Canon.
No.
That
no.
they would put that in there as a bad idea.
It is.
Right.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes companies do. But whatever. Yeah.
I thought so too. At the very beginning, when I saw the specs and I heard all these rumors, so I thought that. But no, I'm definitely saying Canon might have a competitor out there, really, especially one that you can shoot raw internally, and like it's a beautiful thing. And so on Monday they're gonna have. I'm gonna go to a workshop where I'm gonna be able to play with the Panasonic Evo 1.
Oh, nice.
It's supposed to be like the Canon killer.
Oh,
and-
it's Monday.
So next Thursday,
So
that's
next
gonna
time
be
I'll
up
have
and,
more in depth about what the Panasonic Evo 1 is
So
gonna
next
be.
Thursday or next Friday, we're gonna have a nice conversation about that.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Definitely.
Cool. So next week, expect us to talk crap about iPhones. Next week, expect us to talk good stuff about Panasonic.
we'll talk about the hurricane.
Talk about the hurricane. You know, for anybody who watches this
Yeah.
before, good luck. Our prayers are with you guys.
Any I'd say, of course, do not donate to Red Cross.
Yeah, don't.
But there are other ways. you can
Do your
help.
research as to who you donate to.
Exactly, because a
Yeah.
lot of these big companies, everybody says donate to them. 70% of the money does not go to
Exactly.
the server. It goes
Yeah.
to the company for administrative reasons, and then only 30% actually makes it out. So
Exactly.
think about it like that. If you think about it, for every dollar you donate, only 30 cents makes it to people who actually need it. That'll really make you think who the hell you're donating to.
Exactly.
Think about it
So,
like that.
yeah, that's pretty much it. guys.
Next week, I'm well, kind of pressed for time. But next week, I'm definitely trying to compile a list of different companies you can donate to because it's another
That'd
week
be
has
good.
gone by.
And
but
there's another storm coming.
They're
so-
still going
Couple
to need
storms.
help, even if all the storms
yeah,
are gone.
Yeah,
they're gonna
hurricane
need
just
help.
earthquake just hit Mexico.
Yeah, earthquake in
Tsunamis
Mexico.
off the coast of Mexico,
Yeah,
but the
it's
tsunamis
crazy.
are
So,
expected to
guys,
destroy. So
FEMA's.
strapped for
I don't
cash.
know if they were doing anything anyway, but their budget is shit. But
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll talk about all that stuff. That's gonna be an interesting conversation next week.
Yeah.
So.
yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Guys, until then, I guess that's it, right?
yep,
Guys, thank you for tuning in to the Tech Guy Some Guy podcast. My name is Carlos, alongside with
Rob.
and
Omar.
that's pretty much about it. Guys, we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.